So hello guys. Don't mind that my baby is in the background kind of, being loud. He chose the wrong timing. Um my husband's trying to get him a bottle, so sorry for that. Anyways, so I was about to start launching the game and all that, but then the game files just disappeared. So let's try launching it now. Okay, sorry about that. Already having some technical difficulties. Ain't that just awesome? Okay, so it has been a while since I've played this game, and I only got like, I don't even know, not that far into the game. So I decided, why not stream it? So, because it was getting pretty good. Like, there's just the overall story about it was like getting pretty juicy. Not at all what I thought it was gonna be. So y'all will join me for this journey. And if y'all have played this, don't worry about it. Help me out. Help your girl out. Help me unlock some secrets. Anything. So let's do a whole new game. Uh, let's do for this one. Let's do story because I really like the story behind this. Honestly, we'll do stealth if we beat it on story and see if we can't get caught. So, let's just do the tutorial because I don't remember.
This is it.
Wow, look at this place.
Still can't believe the deal we got.
Where's my room?
Right up there, buddy.
Look at the letter on the dining room table and read it pressing space. Okay, so hang on. Something's weird. Oh. Oh. I shoulda. Yeah, shoulda had this all. Reading voiceover full memory subtitle. Let's put those on. Oh. What is this mouse sensitivity? Who plays like this? Let's put it on 70. Invert mouse smoothing, crossover visibility. Let's put it on 5. Sound everything else is good. There you go. That's a lot better. Okay. So that's on the dining room table. Doy. What is this? Mr. Kaplan, welcome to your home for the summer. We're very excited to have you. This is one of our most popular properties, and I'm sure you and your family will have a memorable visit. Wink, wink. We have you booked through August 31st. Your security deposit has cleared, and our cleaning service freshened everything up on Saturday. You can buy groceries at McClendon's in town, and if you like to eat dinner out, there are quite a few restaurants on Meridian Avenue, just off of Fairview. If you have any questions or if you run into any trouble at all, please don't hesitate to call Pete Fuller, Hanniger Rentals, Sydney Bluffs, Oregon. Okay, sorry, I struggle to read. Don't judge me. So, look at a light fixture and press space to possess it. You can possess any light fixture in the house by looking at it and pressing space. You can even jump from one light fixture to another in order to move through the house more quickly. Press E to continue. I do remember this part. Ooh, that kind of scared me. Hi, General Hugs. 6 days later. Wait, was I in the
We'll
corner
be
for
back in a
6
little
days?
bit.
Okay.
Your goal in each chapter is to figure out the dilemma facing Dan and decide how he should resolve the situation. Each member of the family desires a different outcome, and it's up to you to decide which path to take. If you learn the desires of more than one character, you can uncover compromises that will help the family. Press E to continue. So we can choose to help the family or break them up. It's essentially what they're saying. This is the chapter Writer's Block. After a week at the house, that's all, I'll stop that. Return to the office upstairs and look for a clue. Alright, well. I mean, I know it can go faster, but I kind of like exploring. Am I the only one who does that? I think the wife does like to paint. I don't remember. I only played a little bit of this. So I think his office is right here. What is this? Dan's journal is on the desk. Read it.
Writer's block. I can't believe I just wrote that. Writer's block. There, again. Those two words are apparently the only damn thing I can write. I don't think it's been this bad since high school. Mr. Holder's class, an essay about Faulkner. Dan Kaplan, little-known author of Tramer's Way and Windsong, has run out of steam. Closed my eyes last night and saw a literary register article about myself. That was the first line. Paul wants 3 chapters next week, and so far I've got 2,000 words so sloppy I can barely read them. I cannot blow my schedule. Paul said Grovefield's been very clear about what comes next if I keep slipping deadlines. Why did this happen as soon as we got here? This was supposed to simplify things, but so far it's been nothing but staring at a blank page. Maybe a walk will help, or a long drive, or a drink.
I feel you on that, bro. Each character has a number of writings or drawings discovered. You found one of Dan's. Now that you know what's troubling him, you should search the house for him to discover more about his dilemma. Look for Dan. Oh, there he is. When you look at a character, you can press space to see what they're thinking about. Alright, well, let's do that. If this doesn't work... The cloud around Dan's head indicates that he's remembering specific moments from the past. You have the ability to explore his memories to learn more about the current chapter. Approach Dan from behind and press space to enter his memory. Sorry. Now that you enter Dan's memory, you can explore it freely. Follow the sounds to locate different moments that are on his mind. When you find a specific moment, press space to uncover more about what's troubling Dan in the chapter. You can exit Dan's memory whenever you wish. You can return it anytime by approaching him from behind and pressing space. Okay. I don't remember this memory. I think this was what I loved about the game, is how interactive.
Do you think coming here will help?
It gets.
It has to.
God, I forgot how sad this story is. Where's the kid? Dan? No? I guess the kid's not in this memory yet. Okay, so we'll just exit it.
Dan, we're back.
Oh.
Hey, honey, what you doing?
Now that Linda and Tommy are home, you should look for their clues, discover what's on their mind, and explore their memories. If you learn what all the characters want, you can earn additional opportunities to influence their story. Interesting, honestly. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, I hope this reaches you before you leave for the summer. I know we went over this in my office, but I think Tommy is a wonderful child, and I feel better putting my recommendation in writing. Children develop at different speeds, and Tommy shows no signs of a serious learning disorder. So the most important thing is to be patient and supportive. Make sure he does his reading exercises every day in a calm, loving environment. Make sure not to show disappointment when he struggles. which he will at first show encouragement when he succeeds, as self confidence is critical at this age. If he fails to make progress with the exercises I've included, you may want to take him to the local pediatrician for further recommendations. I hope this is some help. I look forward to seeing Tommy this September. Mrs. McMillan. Oh, well, that's a nice teacher. I've never had a teacher write to my parents. You can always press tab to see your progress and find out what you need to do to move forward. You can press escape to view the help screen or adjust options like your screen size, mouse sensitivity, volume, yeah, all that nice jazz. So, I have to search for all Dan's, Linda's, and Tommy's. Okay, so I found one of Tommy's. What does this say?
Bard, how are things? Is school still taking up all of your time, or is anything new going on? We've been up here for a week or so, and I can already tell it's going to be great for painting. There are hardly any distractions, and this house has a room they called the conservatory in the brochure, which really just means it has a lot of windows. Whatever they call it, it's a great space for working. The second floor blocks most of the northern light, but I'll manage. I took Tommy down to the beach today, and you should have seen how excited he was. I wish I'd brought my camera. He kept looking back up at the house like he couldn't believe it was so small from down there. He seems to have taken to this place really well so far, which is such a load off our minds. We didn't know what to expect, but so far, so good. Anyway, let me know how things are going. Yours, Linda.
Well, I mean, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, this house looks pretty badass. Ideas. Alice listens in on the phone call. Problem. Ruin sympathy for Alice? Solvable. Probably not. Too cheap and too easy. Scene at the lake. Alice sees them there? Could definitely work. I don't know what that word is, sorry. For Scott, Alice stays innocent. Sarah sees who Scott really is. Yeah, I think that works. Whose is that, though? We already read that. Okay, anybody, like, throw something in the trash? No. Because they do get creative like that, so that's why I really like this game. What about the bookshelf? No? Oh, we already read his journal. What's written on there, though? Can I read that? No. Ooh, the ball? Nope. I guess I'll go... Is this supposed to be Tommy's bedroom? Right? I don't know if Tommy knows how to... Racing Roger, love it. Well, that's sad. Poor kid. He knows he's getting neglected. And he... Look how huge that is. And the parents aren't paying attention to that. Like, that's not a small drawing. He's thinking about something. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Poor little kid. That kind of breaks my heart. Jesus. If I start crying, I swear to God.
Oh, what a fun. It's such a crazy thought, the three of us all alone in this house all summer. I never thought we could afford a place like this, but the price surprised us both when we saw it. I wonder if there's something wrong with it. Maybe it has a raccoon problem or a toilet that backs up. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Oh, and I'm painting again. I got set up today. I felt a buzz right away. So much time to work. I haven't had a space like this in forever, probably since I left the studio. I went straight into a new piece today, got lost, looked up to see it was 2 hours later. I think this new one has promise, though I still have some rust to shake off. Speaking of which, I'm going to go check on Dan and see if his new office is doing anything for him. He's pretty frustrated, but he has to figure something out soon, or this place won't be any different than home. Maybe...
You know what? I can relate to her. She's thinking about something. Look at them cool paints. What is she doing? Oh. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. That kid's got talent. I could never draw at his age that good.
No.
Like, honestly. Okay. Can I not leave? I guess not. I'm stuck in the house. How boring. What is that? Whiskey? Wine? There's nothing on the counters? Dan's just walking around like a freaking weirdo. Ooh. Pick up more canvases. Art store anywhere in town? Galleries or studio? Okay, so Linda seems like she's picking painting back up.
Paul, good to hear from you. Listen, things are taking a little longer than expected. I feel good about this one, but I haven't quite brought some of the threads together. It's just an execution hiccup, not a lack of ideas. This is the most complicated book I've ever tried to write, and let's just say I have a newfound respect for guys like Dickens and Joyce who can juggle 10 threads at once without getting lost. I'm figuring some of this stuff out the hard way, I guess you could say. Anyway, the outline I sent you is still good, those are still the beats, those are still the themes I plan to explore. I'll keep you posted, Dan.
Okay,
that's
so you've discovered enough about this character to find out how they want to resolve this chapter. Read their thoughts to learn how you can help them. Oh,
Can I
so now
see?
we get to make a
It's
decision?
not done yet.
Let's see what she's thinking about, though.
I think we've done a good job of putting on happy faces for Tommy. If he knows there's something wrong, he's not showing it. We told him this is just a fun family vacation, and he seems to like it here so far. But this might be it for Dan and me. Neither one of us has said the word yet, but I know it's right there under the surface. We've been dancing around it. I can't even bring myself to write the word here. Writing it would be almost as bad as saying it, because once it's there, it becomes real, a thing we have to deal with. I'm not ready for that yet. We agreed to make this a fresh start. I meant it, I think he did too. Now we just have to treat each day like a new beginning.
I'm telling you, this game's gonna get me to start crying or something.
Me too.
I promise.
You found all the moments in this character's memory. You can come back and re-examine them at any time, or you can exit and explore other characters' memories. Okay, cool. Oh, that explains why she's looking out. She's still thinking about it. Alright, we're in Tommy's. Oh, they're outside.
Are there any other kids?
We'll have to find out.
Okay. I mean, that wasn't bad. So would it be like a little bit more, I don't know, maybe him getting in trouble or something? Oh, that breaks my heart. I'm sorry, Tommy. That poor kid. As much as the parents think he doesn't know, I think he knows. Kids are very intuitive. Said I didn't find it all, so maybe I didn't actually... Is it just a picture? Yeah, that's just a picture. Okay, is there anything else outside? Because we caught that one outside. There's a fly in here. Shoo shoo fly. I don't know who let it in. Okay, anyways. I don't see anything. It didn't tell me I found all of them. Maybe there's more to Tommy than we're seeing. They don't have a garage and I can't go outside. Alright, well, exit. Where's Dan? I guess we're gonna have to make a decision. You know? I'm not crying, you're crying. Yup, girl. I'm about to start. That was some deep shit. What was her name? Linda. I didn't want to say something wrong. Linda's a lot of us. Alright, what is he thinking? Okay, not in there. I always check the bathrooms. I don't know why.
Do you think coming here will help?
So it's the same thing.
It has to.
Okay, we saw that. So, where's the other memory? I thought we explored all of Dan's. Or maybe it was this.
Tommy rode into town with me today. He saw some kids his age playing on the swings at the park, and I could tell he wanted to go play with them. It got me thinking, did we swing the pendulum too far just to get him away from those bullies? Kids can bounce back quick sometimes. What if this is the worst thing we could have done? Then he asked how Daddy's book was going, and without even thinking, I said, "Great, my man." Felt awful right away. It's a white lie, sure, but why not be honest? When he was younger, he was just a bundle of physical needs, but now he's like a mental, emotional sponge. He's around Linda and me all the time, and I can see him changing every day in 1,000 small ways. That scares the hell out of me. What am I teaching him with a white lie?
That was deep. Dan knows. Dan, see, that's exactly what I was telling you. I think Tommy knows. He's just kind of rolling with the punches.
Tommy rode into town with
Okay, so we already saw that. I think that's all of his. What am I supposed to do? I already explored his memories. Why is he
Focus
walking like
and
that?
just start.
Where's my notebook? I know I had something in it. To choose this character's outcome, find the object in blue text and select it. You can continue exploring the house if you like to discover what other characters want to do. Characters' desired objects can be viewed by pressing tab. Alright, well, I guess let's... Wasn't that his office? We saw his blue notebook in his office.
How's my little man doing? Writer's block.
So, do we wait? I don't remember. I think he's coming around to it, right? No, he went downstairs. We already read it, though. Okay. Let's go see. I don't want to possess it. I guess she's gonna go paint. Let me see her memory, because there was a memory while she was painting we didn't get to see. We could have a bottle of wine and hang out like we used to. Oh yeah, the wine. Okay, so select the wine. Selecting the wine will choose Linda's resolution for this chapter. Dan and Tommy will be disappointed. However, if you discover Dan or Tommy's desired outcome, you'll be able to find a compromise with one of them in the next chapter. Oh shoot, okay, so y'all gotta help me decide. Okay, so we can choose the wine and make Linda happy for the time being. But like she said, Dan and Tommy are gonna be disappointed. Let's see what Tommy wants. Dan obviously just wants to not disappoint his wife and child and finish the book. Me and Daddy can play Racing Roger. Okay, so kid time, Dan time, or wine time? What do y'all think? Let me know. And remember, we can always try to make it up for each other in the next chapter. So there's already 3 different paths we can take. Because it's this one, right? Yeah. It would choose Tommy's resolution for this chapter. Dan and Linda will be disappointed. However, if you discover Dan or Linda's desired outcome, you'll be able to find a compromise with one of them in the next chapter. It didn't say anything for freaking Dan, though. I was right there.
Writer's block.
That is his blue journal. Let me read his thoughts again. Just keep it together. Have to make sure no one here believes Tommy. Valid. Going to kill me if I don't break through. Very valid. I don't want Linda's thoughts. I think his blue notebook is his. I guess I'm gonna go with Racing Roger. That poor child. I'm so scared on how Linda's gonna get disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I think I did this last time. I don't know why. I'm such a sucker for the kids, man. Alright, let's Let's just do it, right? To continue playing or choose... No, let's choose E. The Kaplans are asleep. Explore the house for clues about its past. Then whisper your decision to Dan. Ooh. Alright. So, is there notes? Did they... And this music does not help. By learning the desires of more than one character, you earn the ability to find a compromise with one family member you didn't choose in the previous chapter. Okay. Press tab. You may also find a compromise. Okay, so where's my notebook? I know I had something good. We could have a bottle of wine. Okay. From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 15th, 1948, Mr. Lowry finally gave in and agreed to let me inspect the house. I believe he simply grew tired of hearing me ask, although I think deep down he knows I'm correct. A property like this simply doesn't change hands every year or two without a reason. I noticed a pattern when I was cleaning out old files and this house kept coming up. It's changed owners 7 times in the last 13 years? I began digging and not a single one of the sales was financially motivated. People just seem to keep deciding that they'd rather live somewhere else, which doesn't add up in my mind. The view is striking, the isolation and privacy alone make it a great property. The remoteness can't be an issue. Certainly no one who can afford this kind of home needs to work for money. It's a mystery, but that's why I'm here. I mean, this house could be special. I guess we won't know. Mind you, remember, this is where we make the decision. We make the decision by whispering it into Dan's ear. So I haven't told him, hey, go, do this and that yet. Not officially. Okay, she can't do anything there. Fly my kite. Tommy looks a little... The poor kid. Okay. Let's look in their office before I go creepily whisper into his ear. Nothing. Still can't read his typewriter or the little balls of paper. What's here? From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 16th, 1948. Standing in the kitchen, drinking coffee and admiring the view. I simply don't understand it. Who wouldn't want to see this every morning? That appears to be the great question of 451 Timberline? I don't know. Road. I wonder if that's a real address. I slept very well last night. It's a good thing the previous owners left the house furnished. It was just about as quiet as anywhere I've ever been. The only sounds today are the ocean and a few birds. After I finish breakfast, I plan to begin my inspection. Later. I was inspecting the upstairs walkway to make sure the railing was sturdy when I saw something odd downstairs. I'm not certain I can describe what it was. I've already talked myself halfway out of thinking it was anything at all. It was probably just a trick of the light coming through those big windows. Ugh, creepy. Hey, it's going good. Just getting into this juicy story. How are you doing? Time together. Just keep at it. Alright, I guess we're gonna try to whisper in Dan's ear. The kid would always come first to me. Okay, it's showing us the outcome. Dan couldn't stop thinking about how important it was to start the summer off on a good foot with Tommy, who was ecstatic when Dan knocked off early and set up the game of Racing Roger on the coffee table. They laughed and played for 2 hours, and Dan made sure to let Tommy win most of the time. It was a happy start to Tommy's summer. Dan couldn't get past his writer's block. He laid awake for 3 nights trying to think of a way out of his jam, but he couldn't come up with one. He had to stay on schedule, so he forced himself to write a scene just to keep moving. He hated each word as he typed it, but he had no choice. Sorry, Dan. To me, family comes first. Linda was upset that Dan wouldn't take even a single night off so they could catch up on things and spend time together. She spent the evening reading alone on the couch and drinking the bottle of wine herself, and she spent the next morning trying to deal with the hangover. Sorry, Linda, but I mean, it's not always gonna be perfect, but that child, he was, ugh. Alright, chapter 2, Full House. All's well. Have not seen this game before. It's really interesting. A friend of Dan's was coming to visit, but it's super interesting. You get to decide the fate of the family. Probably like make them work out or split them up. So yeah, we get to see everybody's perspective, and I don't know. It's super interactive. I love it. The music does not help. Honey, I'm sorry it's been so long since my last letter, but we've been all over the place. Have you gotten settled into the big house yet? I hope getting away from everything has been as a help for you and Dan. I'm writing because speaking of getting away, your father and I are going to take a road trip. I found some good AARP deals, and with your father only working part-time, it wasn't very hard to arrange time off. It's been too long since our last trip. I've always enjoyed changes of scenery, and as you're hopefully learning, it can be just the thing a marriage needs. Lord knows it helped us. The trip won't take us close enough to the shore to come visit, I'm sorry to say, and if you write back, we'll be gone before your letter arrives. We'll call if one of our motels has long distance, but if we don't get a chance to call, send my love to Dan and Thomas. You know your father and I want the best for you all. Love, Mom. Your progress is saved automatically. You can quit the game at any time. Your progress will automatically be restored the next time you play. Cool. Aww. Tommy's such an artist like his mom. Look at him. He kind of glides when he walks. It's okay. Guy, probably not expecting to hear from me, were you? You know I'm all about surprises. Look, we're gonna head up to the coast next weekend. We're doing the drive from LA to Seattle. I have an interview up there on Tuesday, and Kelly has a friend who's gonna introduce her to some casting people from Vancouver. Can we crash at your place on the way up? We should be pulling through next Friday. I was thinking we could use it as an excuse to jam on our books. I want to see your new stuff, and I have a draft I want you to take a look at. I'm way beyond knowing what's good or not with my work, so I could really use your advice. And you know I'll give it to you straight about your new book. Is there a title yet? Could be an Improv 2 writer's workshop, I guess. Anyways, I think it'd be fun. Let me know. T. I guess we'll see. What's over here? Check sofa. Call Chamber Commerce Hotels in town? Double check. T and K trip when Dan gets back. I hope I read that right. Oh, look, she finished it. Kinda? Huh. Okay. Can I not click the canvases? I think I did one time. Oh, nothing on the table. Whose room is this? Tommy's? Yes. Look, guys, he drew better. Not better, but like something happier. Who's Tommy's friend, though? I haven't seen anyone. Oh, what's Linda got to say? Hope they're okay. What does he have? Let's read his journal.
I took Tynan up on the book jam. He hasn't seen a word of my new book, and fresh eyes are priceless. He bailed me out on Tramer's Way. I hope he understands how much of that book worked because of him. I still remember when we were walking to the pond, and he had the idea about using newspaper clips and police reports. Of course, no matter how many times I tell interviewers it was his idea, they just keep giving me the credit. Maybe they just want the tidy auteur version. Oh well, can't change that. Let's just hope he has an idea for this one too. Friday can't get here soon enough.
Wow. Alright, Dan. What is he thinking? Fresh set of
Something?
eyes. Okay. What is this note? I talked to Davy's parents and they're okay with him sleeping over. They said they'd take care of Tommy some weekend in return. I know the timing isn't great, but maybe we can work something out. Let's talk when you get up, Lynn. At least he's making friends. I guess that's the kid we saw in the drawings, right?
Good news. Mom called today with a change of plans. They made better time on the first leg of the trip than they expected, and they're coming to visit. Bad news, they want to come this weekend. Did Dan tell Tynan they could stay here for sure, or is that still up in the air? I'll ask after dinner. She sounded cheerful enough on the phone, though I can't help wondering if they took this trip because they hit another rough patch. I hope not. I hope they just want to see Tommy and have a classic Mears family feast, though maybe seeing how they've ended up will be good perspective for Dan and me. Speaking of which, Dad better not get nosy. I've told him a million times that my marriage is not his business. Maybe I'll try the thing Christine told me. When someone asks you something private, just say, "Why do you ask?" Put it back on them and see if they've actually got a reason to get into your business.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got to remember to try that. We'll see how he answers that one.
I like Christine. I think I should start doing that. When people try to get in my business, I'll be like, "Why do you ask?" You know? That's some good adulting advice. Um, let's try to see if we can get some memories. Oh, there we go.
You can sleep with us.
What about Tommy?
Oh, okay. I read their memories, their thoughts out of order, so I was like, wait, what? Let me see, what else? Tommy's not in here? Oh, yeah, okay. It's Dan's memories. I forgot.
Writer's block turned into writer's fog or something like that. I never found my notebook. I guess it's just gone. Did we lose it in the move? Leave it at home? I ended up having Alice find out about Scott and Sarah by overhearing a phone call. That's awful. Having Alice eavesdrop on them completely kills the sympathy I've been trying to build for her. What a junk solution. But I had to get something down and move on. I guess that was it. Hopefully I can come back and fix it later.
Okay. I don't know who he's talking about yet. Okay, so we completed it because at the bottom left it said exit and see what he wants.
Okay.
Check those fishing poles. Maybe we could find a pond. Okay, so he wants to go fishing with Tommy, maybe? Where'd Linda go? She in her studio? Yes. Whoa. Okay. I don't know why that freaked me out. I was like, they have a lot of dirt. That sounds dumb.
I thought Tommy was sleeping with us.
I'm checking to see if this is a fold-out.
Oh, okay, because their parents are supposed to come and visit. I was all like, why are they trying to put poor little Tommy on the couch? That's so rude. Do they have any other memories? Probably in their bedroom, right? Oh, there she is.
I've barely had any journal entries since we arrived, and I'm writing this one with a god-awful headache. Not a good track record so far, Linda. I tried to get Dan to take a night off last night, but he said he just didn't have the time. So I opened that bottle of wine myself after Tommy got to bed and somehow finished the whole thing. I knew I should have eaten something, and now I'm paying for it. All right, time to see if my stomach's settled enough to figure out where we put the aspirin. It's gonna take a while to get used to where everything is in this place.
I feel you, Linz. I guess that's it for her memory. Let's see what she wants. Nope. Trying to read her thoughts. My bad. Watch that ugly sweater mom and dad gave me so they can see me wearing it. Alright. Where's Tomster? Where's Tommy? Well, I guess his name is Thomas, so they call him Tommy for short. There he is. Racing Roger was fun. I won. Alright, what are his memories? No? Oh, there he is. Oops, sorry. Why didn't it do anything? Oh, that's the memory when he was drawing it. Hi, silly girl. Did you do that on purpose? Yes, you did. She's so excited. No.
Let me call his mommy.
Can Davy sleep over?
Hi, silly girl. Hi, silly girl. He's so precious. Her excited face. Alright, let's exit the memory. See what he wants. We can use the blue sheets to make a sofa fort. Dan wants fishing poles. Tommy wants to make a fort. And Linda just wants to make her parents happy. Decisions. I'm still thinking about what I want to do. What sweater? I think I might go with Linda this time because her parents are coming.
Cool.
And if you're an adult like I am, and when your parents visit, you kind of put on a little face for them. You know, I can feel her pain on that one. But where's her sweater? That was probably this one, right? Yep. Yes, I know. Let's just do that. Okay. Okay. What does this say? From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 17th, 1948. I'm now certain there's something strange with the light here. It must be those windows. I was reviewing old deeds in the living area and saw some sort of flash of light at the corner of my eye. I would assume the elevation would put the ocean too far away from the sun to reflect off of a wave, but perhaps not. I looked, but there was nothing there except a strange shimmer, like heat above the asphalt of a hot road. It dissipated almost immediately. Perhaps some concentration of the light caused it, but on to work. I've begun cataloging possible options for the property. I owe Mr. Lowry a report by the 24th. I'm playing a super interactive adventure game called The Novelist, and each chapter you get to choose the outcome of the family. So yeah, I get to see memories and decide on solidifying my decision on how they handled their day. And I'm also finding out more about the family. Said we can watch Lone Ranger. That's what Tommy wants? No. Fishing poles or blue sheets. Okay, maybe I'll do Dan. Something's telling me to do Dan. So we'll do him. Fighting again might even catch one. Okay, so we made Linda happy with her parents coming over. Maybe I can also do Dan? From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 19th, 1948. I failed to log my activities yesterday as nothing of note occurred. There has been no tricks of the light for 2 days, and I've grown certain that the ones I saw were reflections from the ocean improperly reaching the house. I've been able to focus on the task in hand and am suitably pleased with the condition of the property. I've also reached a decision on how to proceed. It came to me this morning as I stood in the conservatory admiring the beauty of the forest. I hadn't begun my work yet and was thinking of nothing in particular when an idea came into my head fully formed. I was surprised that it appeared with such clarity. clarity, but it's not unheard of for the mind to ponder a question in the subconscious. As for the idea, it's quite simple. I will buy the house myself. Okay, so it's funny that he talks about technically what I'm doing. He's talking about me, the weird shining light, whatever. Um, how he comes to random conclusions. It's because I'm manipulating it, or whatever this thing is, you know? Okay, I don't see blue sheets and I don't see fishing poles, so. Oh, there they are. Yes. Okay. So I could have done that last time, but I'm sorry, Linda. You should. I don't know. I don't even want to say it. I wasn't feeling Linda's choice, though. Alright, let's whisper it to Dan. Linda was so excited to see her parents that she almost felt happy putting on the hideous sweater they'd given her the previous Christmas. She paid close attention to how her mother and father interacted, and the more than once did she and Dan talk about her own marriage in the context. The visit was a success, and her father was well behaved by his standards. Good job, father-in-law. Teenan and Kelly were supposed to find that they weren't the only guests this weekend, but they were so glad to have the place to stay. Dan and Teenan didn't get as much time to work on their books as they wanted, though they did trade a handful of high-level ideas. I mean, that's good. Dan gets something for his writer's block. Tommy cried when Dan told him that Davy wouldn't be able to sleep over, and the fact that the extra sheets were used for grown-ups house guests instead of a sofa for only upset him more. He didn't want to sleep with his parents, and in the middle of the night he woke up and tried to get back in his room, causing an embarrassing scene. No, Tommy! Ew, he saw his grandparents, you know? Chapter 3, The Funeral. That night, Linda got a phone call. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dan, big news. Got a call from Bracket Books in Eugene. And they want you to do a reading from Windsong. Maybe some Q&As, some book signings, all that good stuff. I think you should do it. In fact, I'm going to be pretty pissed if you don't. Bracket is a big outlet, so if this goes well, orders for the new book will definitely go up. I don't need to remind you how long it's been since Trammer's Way came out. If you don't keep your name out there, no one will notice when you finish a new book, whatever it's called. Hell, speaking of the new one, why don't you read some of it too? Maybe the second chapter you sent me last month. That one was pretty good. Bracket Books, Eugene, the 21st. See you there, Paul. P.S. You know the long game, right? Nailing this one could mean a bigger advance on the next book. Okay, so his publicist, I'm assuming, is the one pressuring him. Mark the 21st of this month on your calendars. For one day only, watch the world famous Fighter 5 as they scream across the sky. I don't know why. Dyslexic, sorry. Witness death-defying feats of flying in a display unlike anything you've ever seen. Guaranteed to blow you away. Don't miss it.
Anne, I just got off the phone with Mom. She told me about Grandma Joe. I know we expected it sooner rather than later, but this is hitting me so much harder than when Granddad died last year. Do you remember going to Grandma Joe's house after school on Wednesdays and playing until Mom got off work? How Grandma Joe always had a surprise for us? Even if it was just cookies in the oven, she'd always time it so the whole house would smell like them when we got there. I hope the minister captures those little moments because they don't seem as little now. I wish the circumstances were different, but it will still be good to see you at the funeral. What am I saying? You probably won't even get this until after the funeral. I guess I just needed to write anyway. Love, Linda.
The fact that you can hear the hurt in her voice, man. She almost had me there. What else?
I walked out to the bluff to remember Grandma Joe and say goodbye. And on the way back, I started thinking about what it really means to have a family, to make that your focus. She seemed to take such joy in being surrounded by her family, providing for them, taking care of them. I hope I never took that for granted. When I got back to the house, a question hit me that I can't get out of my head. What will Tommy think about Dan and me when he gets older? And what if Tommy has kids of his own? I can't even begin to think of myself as a grandmother. I haven't even been a mother for that long, and I'm still feeling my way through what it means to be a good one. At least I'll always have an example. I miss you, Grandma Joe, and I'll never forget you. I promise.
Dang, she's hitting us where it hurts. Why they gotta get you like this, bro? Up in heaven? Tommy, chill out. There's 2 other memories. Alright, let's see. None of them in here. Do not see him. There you go.
I'm sure she is, honey.
Is she in heaven?
Why you gotta be like that? Where's the next one? Said 1 out of 3? His mom couldn't even look him in the eye. That's crazy. Okay, so we already got that one. It says 1 out of 3. Is there... What am I not seeing? Okay. Daddy says the candy store is our secret, I feel. Alright. Where... Did I read his stuff yet? Oh, come on. I want to read his stuff. Oh, there it is. I didn't see this one before. Aww. Now I can read Tommy's thoughts. Okay. Where's Dan? Oh, what is that? I didn't see this. Call Paul first thing tomorrow morning. Any possible way to move it? Is this thing announced yet? What thing? Alright. Let's explore your memories, Dan. Uh-oh.
Just be here for me. Just be here for me.
Lynn, I'm so sorry. Tell me what I can do.
Why is it gotta be like this? I'm so sad. And I'm yawning. Ooh, excuse me. That was so sad, bro. Why they gotta hit you like that?
Ty and Kelly just pulled out of the driveway. Still glad they came, but I know it wasn't exactly what they had planned. I think they were a little surprised and bummed out not to be the only guests, and it definitely cut into our riding time. Oh well. We did get one afternoon to fish, but we didn't do much more than talk about our books. We didn't even get a chance to sit down and read each other's pages. Still better than nothing, I guess.
I'm sorry, Dan. Hey, what do you want? Do some serious work on that chapter first. Linda, you're gonna make me cry again. There she, yeah, that's her.
Mom and Dad left this morning, and I'll never have to wear that sweater again. It's not just ugly, it's hot and itchy. And the why do you ask trick completely worked. I don't think I've ever seen Dad, I don't know what else to call it. He blushed. That made the trip worth it, although seeing that Mom and Dad are doing well was great too. Maybe Dan and I will end up that happy down the road.
That was adorable. Alright, what's her other memory though? Stay in her... Nope, I think it's gonna be upstairs with Dan. That's it, I can't read her note. He needs to call and buy a ticket if he's coming to the funeral. Okay. I need to read Tommy's and then... Oh, there you are, kiddo. Nope. Came too close.
I gotta call Paul again.
The magazine says there's gonna be a ton of planes. Okay. Okay, so I think the two I'm gonna do... I'm gonna focus on Dan and Linda for this one. So let's go ahead and do that. Where's the phone? Do y'all really not have a phone? And then we'll go to the chapter. Where's his office? Right there. Yes. I know Tommy's gonna be disappointed, but... Can't help it, bro. Dan couldn't bear the thought of Linda going to the funeral alone, so he bought a ticket and flew to Denver with her. The funeral was hard for Linda, but having Dan there made it easier to bear. They stayed up late that night as Linda told Dan stories about Grandma and Joe, and they talked to maybe being grandparents themselves one day. I want to see y'all be grandparents. Dan talked Paul into a compromise. He would work on the chapter and send it to Paul as soon as he could. And Paul would try to talk to Brackett into including Esther in his quarterly in-store preview. It wouldn't have the same impact as personal appearance, but they would still build some awareness. When Dan told Tommy they wouldn't be able to go to the show, Tommy had a crying fit and tried to tear up the magazine. It worried his parents. He hadn't thrown a fit like that for almost a year. It was exactly the kind of thing they hoped to avoid by spending the summer in such a quiet, peaceful place. Kids are kids, man. Especially since, like I said, I think he knows that y'all are going through some stuff, so that affected him. And that's how the Kaplan's first month at the house on the cliff came to an end. Dan sent what he had so far to Paul. It went badly. Dan knew the work wasn't very good, and Paul echoed the judgment. He promised to keep the news from Grovefield for the time being, but told Dan without major improvement in the quality the book might not something. I couldn't read it. A few nights later, Dan and Linda got a babysitter and drove into town for a date. Dan surprised Linda by giving her a necklace he snuck into town to buy that day before, and Linda surprised him back when she gave him a watch he had his eye on. When they got home, they crept upstairs to make sure Tommy was asleep, and they made love like it was their wedding night again. Ew. The next day, Dan made good on a promise to take Tommy into the woods and look for arrowheads, though he barely had the time. Tommy could tell his father was disinterested, but once he found an arrowhead, his spirits improved a bit. Dan waited while Tommy explored, but didn't join in. Shortly after Tommy found the lone arrowhead, they returned home. Dan, you suck. They still had 2 more months on the coast, and their story was just beginning. Oh, shoot. The inheritance. Ooh. Dan got a letter with some surprising news. That's what I'm assuming it said. Anything? No. What about here? Nope. Whether your child enjoys arts and crafts, swimming, sports, recreation, singing, or exploring, they're sure to have a ball at Camp Emerald Lake. We know that every family has unique needs, and we try to be as flexible as possible. Daily, weekly, and monthly packages are available with both sleepover and pickup options. Our life guides are fully certified, and every counselor is trained in the cutting edge cardiopulmonary resuscitation technique. Why couldn't you just... Okay. Our goal is fun, but our priority is safety. The enclosed brochure contains information on all the exciting opportunities at Camp Emerald Lake. We're sure you'll find many things to like, and we hope to see your child soon. So are they actually thinking about sending Tommy? Like, I thought the whole point was to... 1 out of 4, to let Tommy do his thing.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, my man.
Dan, I hope you're doing well. I got this address from your father. I hope it's correct. I'll get to the point. When your cousin Richard passed away last year, we discovered that his pipe business had done very well. He wasn't wealthy, but he was very comfortable. At the execution of his will, we were somewhat surprised that he wished to distribute his estate among all living blood relatives. He reserved the lion's share for his immediate family, as I'm sure you'll understand. But there was a portion allotted to you as well. Enclosed is a check for the full amount. I trust you will honor his memory by putting it to good use. Uncle Wayne. Hey, but what was the amount? Hold up, let me know. Dan, don't keep secrets. That's rude. Anything in the trash? He just walked by me like nothing. I'm gonna assume that's Tommy's friend. What was his name? Davy? Dobby? Yeah, see, there they are riding bikes. How cute. Linda, you think too much, girl. Alright, what's over here? That's the same one. Don't need to tap the kite. Same. Okay. What's in their bedroom? I can't crouch, right? No. Well, it's Grandma Jo. Oh. She looks kind of skewy.
Anne, I'm gonna cut right through the pleasantries and ask you, who is this Ryan that Mom mentioned on the phone? Someone new? Are you trying to keep it a secret, or did it just slip your mind?
Bro, thanks for the bits. I see you. I see you, bro, trying to make this competition.
I didn't realize it would be so isolating. I miss having more people around and having new ideas floating
Thank you,
about.
though. Greatly
I got lucky in
appreciated.
town last week, though. I found an artist co-op called Makeshift, and it seems really interesting. It's not too big, but there are lots of different types of artists there. I'll probably call and try to get more details. I don't remember if I told you this, but I've been thinking about going back to painting full time. Anyway,
I called
enough
it.
about me.
Linda's gonna
Tell me
try to
what's
go
up
back to
with you.
painting.
Love, Linda.
My pockets are deep. It's not a competition. I'll win. Bet.
I only met Rick once at a family reunion that must have been, 15 years ago? Turns out he made his fortune by, get this, selling high-end pipes. The Sherlock Holmes kind, not the plumbing kind. He must have been a hell of an interesting guy.
We all know what
He
those
found
were
a niche
used for.
and made his way in the world. You have to
I
respect
got
that.
you, Rick.
It makes me wonder, am I giving everything I have to this book, or am I leaving myself an out? It isn't announced yet. I could always pull the plug. I'd never get another advance again, sure, but there isn't a gun to my head. Unless I put one there.
Mm-hmm.
Metaphorically, of course.
Amen. Alright, so 2 out of 4. I guess his office, maybe? Dan, I looked into it, and that guy at the literary register said that pre-release ads do drive up pre-orders quite a bit. It's his job to sell ads, of course, so we have to take that with a grain of salt. I usually leave this kind of thing to the guys in the marketing department, so I'm a little out of my depth here. But I checked with them and they said the same thing. So it seems like the ads would make sense if the book is good. You don't want to oversell and underdeliver. I have to say, this is the first time I've had a writer offer to pay for extra marketing. You sure about it? There aren't any refunds if the book tanks. You've got some drive though coming up with an idea like this. I'll give you that. Think about it and let me know, Paul. I think that's his what, publicist? I don't, his editor maybe? The Literary Register May edition inside. The Books of Summer. Adam, I don't know how to say his name. The Interview, America's top small run publishers. Oh, I got all 4 of his. So now we can go to Dan, right? What'd he say? Spent 3 paragraphs describing the Same. Alright, what are his memories?
And when I finish my book in December,
Don't joke like that.
Okay, so his goal is December, maybe? I'm gonna start streaming. Have a good stream. You too! Have fun, dude. Oh, shoot. Okay. Where's the... There you are. Nope. Not what I wanted to do. There you go. What are you doing?
Paul was mad, but he understood. It helped that I threw him a bone with the quarterly idea. I think it appealed to his competitive nature. He said he wasn't sure it would work, but I knew he was sandbagging. He probably took it as a personal challenge and called Brackett to pitch the idea as soon as we hung up.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it, Dan. Alright. Where... Was that really all of his? Can we read your thoughts now? Send Paul an example ad from the Literary Register. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So, what about Linda? She's in her office, her studio. Oh, so is Tommy. Cool. 2 birds, 1 stone.
What about your rocket?
I already played with it.
Uh-oh. Someone's gonna start with the attitude. I think, no offense, but that's kind of what you get when you neglect your child, so... Why does he always gotta bring up that picture? That makes me so sad. Bring my kite to the camp Mommy told me about? Please don't send your son to camp.
Is there something out there?
The entire world's out there.
That's what I would have said too. I'm on Dan with that one. Girl, why are you always looking out the window? What's out there? Hold up. Oh man, that's just me though. Totally just me. Was that really it? Oh, there you go. I was like, I think Linda's a little bit more complicated than that.
We just got back from the funeral. It was even harder than I expected, but it was moving to see just how many people loved Grandma Jo. She really was a special woman. Dan was there every step of the way, even though we got in a lot of trouble for missing that book signing. I don't think it's fair how mad they got at him about that. It was a funeral. But I guess that doesn't count for much in the business world.
Exactly. That's the sad part about it. Throw some gear in my painter bag and take it to the co-op.
Good, alright.
Okay. So... Choices. I'm gonna do Tommy. Because I don't... Tommy and... I still can't decide on Linda or Dan. I might have to... What was that? Oh, thanks for the host, bro. Join Discord, I want to talk. Okay. Don't distract me. Okay. Wait, which Discord though? Which one do you wanna? Do you wanna hop in the public or Skype? I mean, not Skype call. Wow, I'm outdated. Or the actual, or like a private call. Okay. Do 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 do. Just chatting? I have a just chatting? I'm in the Hangout one. Unless you sent me an invite to a special one. I don't remember. Okay. Let's... Oh, fell. I mean, not actually fell, but yeah. Alright. Hide and seek. What's this? Can't take it back. How much does it cost? Alright. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, okay. Hold on. Tommy didn't realize at first spending a week at camp actually meant his parents loved him, but Tuesday he was elated. He made new friends, flying his kite, swimming with other children his age. His spirits improved almost overnight. Ooh. Go Tommy. Dan called the co-op to see if there's any less expensive options and learned that they hosted after-hour workshops on everything from stitching to calligraphy. He offered to teach creative writing twice a month, and the extra money was enough to pay for Linda to paint at the co-op one day a week. Dan decided not to place the ad, and deep down he felt he was giving himself a vote of no confidence. It was subtle, but he knew regardless of the book's current state, he had apprehensions about being able to finish it the way he wanted. So he hedged his bets. He couldn't shake the lack of confidence for days, and his writing stumbled. Well, that's what happens. Vacation. Okay, sorry. I keep minimizing it. Just give me a second. Okay. It was summer. And summer was the time. I hate how slow that thing types. Okay. Where is it? Home to a stunning display of natural beauty, Ochoco National Forest is a perfect destination for hunters, wilderness enthusiasts, and weekend campers alike. One-of-a-kind rock formations provided exciting challenges for climbers. The many canyons after scenic hiking experiences and swimming opportunities are many. Located less than 5 hours from Portland and less than 6 from the Central Coast, Ochoco is perfect for a summer getaway. For more information or to request a brochure, please call the ranger station at... Is that a real national forest? 'Cause that sounds cool. Well, they're in Oregon, I think. Blast off at Booster Bay. Come enjoy all the excitement of Booster Bay this weekend. We have a very special discount for all young astronauts out there. Children under the age of 12 who bring their official Booster Bay Astrojet free admission to the park. Take a flight and remember on our world famous rocket coaster. Explore the inner workings of 3 model spacecraft in our educational city in the sky. Treat yourself to burgers, ice cream, cosmic cotton candy, and more in the food court of the future. There's never been a better time to visit Booster Bay, and you can't beat the price. I mean, I feel like you could.
Anne, what's the latest with you? I hope you're doing better than I am. I'm going a little stir crazy. Dan loves it here, but he's just riding all day long, so he could be anywhere. I could use a change of scenery. I've walked every trail in the woods and even started a few of my own. It's great getting away from the city, but I wouldn't exactly call this roughing it. Tommy's certainly having a good time exploring the woods. Sometimes we go together, and if I'm in the studio, he knows he can play outside where I can see him, and to stay away from the cliff. Do you remember when we were kids trying to jump the creek in the woods behind the house? I think Tommy's getting into that phase now, climbing trees and all that. Oops, I got a little carried away there. You probably don't need to hear about all of our outdoor adventures. Sorry about that. Well, let me know how you're doing. Love, Linda.
Need to meet this Anne person. DK, I'll join after the stream, because I would have to
3
lower
days
y'all's
in, I'm
volume
still trying to
anyways.
figure out where to take the new piece. It's changing as I go, which is always exciting and sort of the point, but this one feels a little aimless. I keep snapping out of a daze and realizing I've been staring out the window for 5 minutes instead of working. When we first got here, I was excited to have a studio with so many windows and so much natural light, but now it feels almost like a cage. Why be this close to nature but not be, well, in it? Actually, cage isn't the right word. This place is beautiful, and there are so many more trees than back home. I guess it's more of a reminder when it's right there the whole time, not just an idea or something for the weekend. Anyway, back to the painting. I'm not going to get anything done on it sitting here writing.
Bring me back some food too, bro.
Hi, Mom. Hey, Pumpkin.
Linda's short. I'm not even gonna lie. They make me feel like a tall, slendy man. Aw, look at that. What a good kid. What else? Oh, he's hanging all his stuff. There's the rocket. Time to explore the memories. Wait, did I read this?
Penny, thanks so much for your letter. It made my day. Tramer's Way came out a while ago now, so I don't get letters like this too often. Writing can be a pretty isolating profession at times, which makes it a big boost to hear that someone out there is getting something from my work. Your support means the world to me. To answer your question, I'm indeed in the midst of writing a new book. I don't have a title or a release date yet, but I'm plugging away on it slowly but surely. I plan to finish it by the end of summer, and I truly hope you enjoy it when it comes out. Thanks again for your kind words. Dan Kaplan.
See? Keeping up with your fans is good too. Do not fear death so much, but rather the inadequate life. Hey, that's a quote to live by. One page at a time. An idea is not dangerous, it is unworthy of being called an idea at all. Jim said you never make it. He said you're a joke. This is an opportunity, not a burden. You could be working your regular job right now. That's messed up. 7 out of 8? That's a cute family. Alright, so what's in here? Is that something? No. Did I read this?
I've got to stay on the book. This is my chance to do something people remember, something that matters. If this one isn't good enough, there might not even be a next one. Certainly not one without all sorts of publisher strings attached. This is why we saved up enough to take the summer off. I'm out of excuses. Of course, a long weekend would be fun, but that's also the problem. How do you stay hungry when you've gotten used to weekend getaways? How do you recapture that feeling of being a broke college kid chasing a dream? How do you get back out on that limb again, scared it's gonna break, but inching out anyway? Listen to me. Wound up so tight. Maybe taking one night off might help after all.
I feel you. Okay. Now I got a memory jump. So let's go with Dan since he's the closest. Oh, there he is.
Should I have run the ad? I don't know if it would have helped a book, but I still spent all day kicking myself. Did I cop out? Is there some other reason why I didn't want to put the book out there yet? How am I supposed to believe I'm doing something that matters if I'm scared to tell the world about it? Damn it. Way to build your confidence, Dan.
Don't worry, Dan. I believe in your book. Even though I don't know anything about it. Because you won't let me read it. Where is he going to be at? Is he in the kitchen? Yeah. Okay.
How was work?
You know, could always be better.
He's not wrong. Grab some firewood, build a bonfire, and camp on the beach. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, there she is. Hey, come back here. In your room? No, that's not your room. Oh, there you are.
Okay, be safe.
I'm going out for a hike. Just got back from the co-op. Tuesdays are pretty much my favorite day of the week now. Today, Monica showed me some brush techniques for blending my tones more evenly. She really is amazing. I can't believe how much she can get done in a week. I'm not sure I could keep up that pace even if I could do nothing but paint every day. Going in is always a little bittersweet, though. I can't help but think about how great it would be to go 2 or maybe even 3 days a week. But it means a lot that Dan's giving up his time to help me out with this. I know he's trying as hard as he can.
Yeah, he is. I kind of feel bad too. I'm the one making his decisions. Okay, where'd Tommy go? Is he still chilling? Tommy! Where did he go? That's Linda. I think he's still in his mom's office, right? Yeah, there you are.
Be careful, honey.
What a cool kid. Why, Tommy? Why? Why do you gotta bust out this picture every time? Oh my god. Make me feel all bad. Is that it? They said my rocket makes it free at Booster Bay. Okay. Firewood. Let's do the firewood. He wants to go to the beach.
I got
Yes, let's do that one. And then we'll go with Tommy this time. Linda's had her moment for a while. I mean, her freaking grandma died. So I think his rocket's in his room, right? Yeah, there you go. Yes. Okay, let's go whisper it into his ear. Hey, Ice Cream, thank you for the follow. Okay, let's see what our outcome was. Dan put his book first and explained that he simply didn't have time for a longer trip. He tried to make it up to them with a one-night beach camping trip where he happened to get a new idea for his book. The night off relaxed him, and by noon the next day he was back at his typewriter working with a renewed purpose. I mean, it worked out for him. Tommy was so proud of finding his free admission special for Booster Bay that he couldn't understand why his parents hadn't taken him for free. Dan tried to explain the reasons, but it did little good. Tommy perked up when his father told him they would go before the summer was out, no matter what it cost. Aww. Linda was disappointed that they didn't go camping in Ochoco, so she went on a day hike by herself to get out of the house and try to get some use from her new pack. She was only an hour into her hike when she twisted her ankle on a tree root and had to limp back home in pain, alone and angry. Sorry. That was crazy. Catching up. I almost said catch up. Does anybody else do that? When Tommy continued to struggle with, I don't know. They did that on purpose. Alright, let's read what this says.
Barb, sorry it's been so long since I've written. Things have been hectic around here, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get things back on track. I don't really want to get into it, but we're getting pulled in a lot of different directions right now. Nothing hurtful, just competing priorities, I guess. Although those can get worse and worse over time. I mean, Dan and I, before we got up here, we'd started to drift. Look at that. I said I didn't want to get into it, and I did anyway. Enough about me. Please tell me you're doing well, and I hope this doesn't stress you out too much. I promise to write a happier letter soon. Yours always, Linda.
Poor Linda. Alright, what did... Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan. I want to stress that it's perfectly normal for some children to fall behind in a specific area. Tommy may be struggling with reading comprehension, but his verbal and visual abilities are excellent. That said, he won't catch up on his own. He will need support from both of you. I recommend that you do the attached exercises with Tommy every weekday morning for 1 or 2 hours. He'll be unable to focus exclusively on these for 2 straight hours, so you need to take intermediate breaks. But use your judgment and stay with it as long as you feel he can stay engaged. I suggest that you do your sessions in the morning before he tires himself out and becomes distracted. I feel confident that with a supportive environment and dedicated exercises, he will catch up on the other children in his class. Please be in touch if you have any questions. Dr. Donald Samuels. I don't know if I like this new doctor. The other one said he was perfectly fine. No learning disorders, and now this doctor's trying to say he's pretty much got, like ADD or something.
Dan and I had a good conversation today. Well, we'll have to wait and see if it was actually good, but I feel like I got my point across about family time. We've been getting a little frayed on the little things lately, and it reminded me of something Anne said one time. Love is a behavior, not an emotion. If something's important to you, you show it with your actions. We weren't doing so well with that before we got here. I told Dan my idea. I want us all to eat together at 7 every night, with family time after that. Tommy's wiped out by 8:30, so we'd get a solid hour and a half as a family, and then Dan and I could have the rest of the night to ourselves. And I think 7's a reasonable request. The rest of the working world knocks off at 5, right? It doesn't really matter what we do with the time, just that we spend it together. It's easy to make excuses when you've got a lot going on, which is why patterns help. I hope he feels the same way.
That's actually a really good idea. I support her 100% on that. Look at you go, Linda. Ideas. Weekly outing? Where? Tuesday movie night? Check channel guide, or maybe go into town. Family dinner? Too old-fashioned? Picnic. Farmer's market. I have family movie nights, at least attempt to. Did I miss anything in the kitchen? Is there nothing in here? No, I guess not. Okay, we'll go upstairs.
Time. This would all be easier if I didn't ever have to sleep. Last night after Linda went to bed, I spent some time, there's that word again, trying to make everything fit. I even drew up a little chart. The math is simple. It doesn't work. Technically, I could still get in 8 hours, assuming I don't eat or need to do anything that's not writing. But what about letters, reading, dealing with Paul? Hell, what about doing the dishes or taking out the trash? Not to mention that knocking off for the day isn't like flipping off a switch. It takes time to crawl out of my head and start functioning like a normal person again. And I can't just split it up into smaller chunks. Sometimes it takes an hour of false starts just to get going on anything usable. And stopping just sends the whole process right back to square one. Something's got to give.
I feel you on that, Dan. What does this say? Lonnie learns letters. Lonnie learns letters age 4 to 6. 12 chapters of reading comprehension exercise. Oh, Lord have mercy. Poor Tommy. I wouldn't even do that. Perfect schedule, aka the single unattached writer's guide. There's a fly in here. 10 to 2, write. 2 to 3, edit and step away. 3 to 7, write. 7 to 8, eat. 8 to 10, decompress. To edit. Oh, and edit. And life. Wrenches. Tommy's till 11, knock off at 7. He doesn't even know his own child's sleep schedule.
Alan, this letter might come from out of the blue, but do you remember when you told me about Bobby falling behind on reading? Looks like we're there with Tommy. We knew he was struggling when we came up here, but his teacher gave us a list of books for him to work on over the break and said we should see how he responded to the change in environment. She gave us a few sample readings and told us to keep an eye on how he was grasping the concepts. Tommy still isn't there, and long story short, the pediatrician in town knows a specialist who gave us some exercises to try. They seem pretty straightforward, but I wanted to write and see if you had any tips that helped you guys with Bobby. Damn. Just realized I didn't even ask how you've been. I'm sorry. This stuff is just a lot to think about. Dan.
I feel you, bro. The Literary Registry. Oh, Register, May edition. Inside the Books of Summer. It's the same one as last time, right? Yeah, America's top small run publishers. Okay. Tommy says search the house and his memories for more clues. Okay, so I haven't found Tommy's. I thought I did. Uh-oh. Yep, see what I tell you. The poor kid hates the books. Which one's this one? Tommy's getting bullied. No, Tommy.
Hi, Mom.
Poor kid. Is everyone downstairs? No, not my boy.
We barely talked yesterday.
Wow, you're right. I guess we've just been so busy.
I feel that. Family should have dinner around the table every night. Yes. I 100%
Can't
agree
beat
with
me.
that. Tommy. Oh, there he is. Is he going to put out that sad picture again? I don't know how to make this kid happy.
Honey, listen to me. You are smart.
Will it make me smarter?
Was that it? Man said to do the Lonnie's book every morning. I didn't want to get in it. What does he say? Okay.
I could tell Linda and Tommy were disappointed, but I wouldn't have been any fun on vacation anyway. Too stressed about getting to the finish line. I did try to have a little fun with the bonfire, which could have been described as roaring, for a good 30-minute period anyway. Getting out of the house turned out to be a good idea too. Spending the night on the beach reminded me of a church retreat we did back in 7th grade. The smell of the bonfire gave me such a strong memory of a crush I had on Jenny something. Was it Jennifer? I can't remember. But I do remember those flushed schoolboy emotions. I think I can use those for the scene at the dance.
That was actually kind of funny. Okay, so upstairs in his office.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. I just...
Alright, bro. New rule. Don't disturb me if the door to my
My
office is
man.
closed. Okay, so... Yes, I'm gonna do the family dinner. And I'm gonna do Tommy. I'm worried about the kid. Anybody else? Or is that just me? I think it's in their room? His room. No, it's not in here. Okay, so... Maybe their room? Yeah. Now let's whisper it in Dan's ear. Linda was glad when Dan committed to family dinners each night, and she made sure to give Tommy extra help in the mornings. Being able to count on quality family time every night and knowing she and Dan had dedicated time together gave the relationship a sense of stability that helped them face other challenges. And Dan found a way to be there for the first half of Tommy's morning exercises. It was hard for Tommy to understand why his father, a writer, couldn't be there for the whole session, but he learned to accept that his father was willing to offer. Dan couldn't figure out a way to please everyone and still make room for the time and focus he needed to write. He was able to compromise and fit in one unbroken session each day, but for the rest of the day he worked around his family commitments and tried to make the most of shorter sessions. The lack of focus came through in his work. Yeesh. As July came to an end, the Kaplan's lives have developed a pattern. Dan finished his first draft, but instead of an accomplishment, he felt disappointment. The book had gone away from him, a barely readable, much less publishable. Paul and Grovefield gave him one last chance to get it into shape. They didn't have to tell him what consequences would be if he didn't get it together. And on the following Tuesday, Tommy put on an art show in the den explaining his drawings to his parents one by one. Dan made sure to ask questions and engage his son, who was more than happy to elaborate on his artistic intent. Dan and Linda clapped for each drawing, and by the end of the show, Tommy was beaming. On Friday, Dan and Linda both knocked off early, took Tommy to his aunt's house and drove to a bed and breakfast. They barely left their room. The guests in the room below complained about the noise, but the owner, who assumed that Dan and Linda were on their honeymoon, offered to move the desk to a different room. Ew, y'all are so gross. They still had a month left, but Dan's chances to change the course of summer were growing fewer. Yeesh. Okay, well, let's see. The show. Plot twist, the whole point of the game is to understand you can't make Tommy happy because of depression. Oh my god. Love you too.
Good news, Barb. I'm putting on a show. Can you believe it? I've already got butterflies. It's been so long. I'm glad it's a small gallery so I can ease my way back into things a bit. And I want to do it right. I'd forgotten how much work goes into things that aren't painting when it's time to put on a gallery. You know I could never stand all the logistical rigmarole. Plus I have a piece I really want to finish before the show. So much to do. I want to take it seriously and go through the whole process though, because if the show goes well, who knows? Hope to hear from you, and hope you can come, of course. Yours always, Linda.
Okay, so that's good for Linda, right? Miss Kaplan, we're thrilled to be exhibiting your work Thursday. I know this all comes together at least last minute, but our secretary is only part-time and she sometimes gets behind. I've sent along some forms and samples for the ad we plan to run in this week's paper. I know it's probably the last thing you want to worry about right now, but what's the point of putting on a show if no one knows about it? Anyway, I know this is all a bit hectic, but while we might be small, we have a lot of heart and we're excited about your show. Nicole Adams, Westlake Gallery. What about the book? Can I not? Okay, I guess the book doesn't matter now. The way he draws his dad's mustache. Paul called again. Are you going to call him back Lynn? Probably not. Dinner this week. Sunday, beef stroganoff, buttered noodles and carrot. Yo, buttered noodles though. They're actually like really good. Monday, quiche Lorraine and salad. Watching our waistlines. Okay. Tuesday, Tommy's taco night and beer for us. Yes. Wednesday, stir fry steak and broccoli with rice. That sounds good. Thursday, crock pot pork chops and 3-bean salad. Friday, lentil soup, too hot for something heavier. Saturday, hot dogs, mac and cheese. Yeah, let's go for Saturday. That sounds good. I feel like that was Tommy's idea, but the fact that they're including him, love it.
Has it been 5 years already? I still remember the thought that blindsided me when I saw Tommy for the first time. He's my new creative work. TJ gave me such a look when I told her I was going to cut back on my painting, but she doesn't have any kids, so there's no way she could understand. It's hard to top creating an entire person. Maybe she thought Dan told me I had to stay home. That would have been a very short conversation. Still, I can't ignore the fact that it's time to figure out what on hold means. What would it look like to go back full time? Do I want to?
Woman empowerment. I'm all for it. Look at her. Hey, Tom. He wrote something? This note, good for one adventure. Signed, Daddy. Love it. Look, he found a seashell. Or something. I don't want to assume. You know, kids' drawings can be a little hard to decipher.
It just never stops. Every time I plot something I think will hold together, it falls to pieces. This thing was supposed to be done months ago, but the further I get, the harder it is to make it all work. Nothing's ever as simple as it seems at first. I'll think about a problem for days, finally come up with a fix, and then realize it breaks something somewhere else. I can barely hold all the threads together. Sometimes this thing just feels too big for me and I want to burn it and walk away. But what else would I do? And the deadlines don't help either. I can't think harder or faster. This stuff comes when it comes, and getting stressed out about it just makes it harder to get the words down. Like right now, I'm writing about the thing instead of working on the thing. Damn it, Dan, get to work.
Well, I feel the frustration, so we'll see. Friday, wrap draft. Saturday, fam day. Sunday, dialogue pass / fix. Alice, revisions when? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hi, cutie. He's gonna rip him up.
Paul, hey man, if I'd known my letter would set you off like that, I wouldn't have written. My fault. Let's both just calm down. I see now that it was stupid to ask if you knew any art agents. That's like you asking me if I know any professional sculptors. Dumb question, point taken. But believe me, no one's more worried about the schedule than I am. I think about it every day. I can't get away from it. Most nights I start thinking about it and can't stop. My heart starts beating out of control and I have to get up and try to work just to calm down. I'm not slacking off, man. I shouldn't have made you think I was focused on anything else. I'll get everything sorted out. Seriously, Dan.
Hey, check out this one.
Good job, my man.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to crunch in ears. Oh, hi, baby. Okay. In arts and entertainment news, the Westlake Gallery has announced a show by visiting artist Linda Kaplan. A resident of Laurenton, Miss Kaplan is visiting the coast with her family and has completed a new series she describes as an expression of restrained emotion using society's impression on nature as a lens. Wow. I know nothing about art, but that was a long name. Details of the show will be forthcoming. Local art enthusiasts will be doubly pleased to learn that the community center will be...
Look at this one.
I like that a lot, man.
Okay. So, I did all their stuff. Is anyone upstairs? No. There's my boy Tommy.
Right down there.
Cool. Can we go?
Was that it? Take my bucket to the beach with Daddy.
I don't know yet, honey.
What is it, Mommy?
Dan could take care of the promo forms on the coffee table.
It's impossible to get into a rhythm right now. This place was supposed to create some peace and quiet, but I almost never get 2 unbroken writing blocks in the same day. I know I'll never get exactly the schedule I want, that's just a fact of life. But that doesn't make it easier to get good work done with everything else going on. Just gotta figure out a way to push through. No other choice, really. This book isn't going to write itself.
Hey, what's wrong?
Tommy wants to go to the beach. Linda, her promo forms, and Dan. I think I'm gonna do this one for Dan.
Oh, yeah, maybe if I...
And then we're gonna go with Linda, too. Tommy's gonna be disappointed, but oh well. Oh, what is this? The Diary of Kay Williams, May 15, 1952. It is late, but I must record my thoughts. Perhaps it will help me make some sense of them. I should not say thoughts, as there is only one thought in my mind. I look back but a week and see that when I arrived, my thought was only just being gone. That sad thought had been replaced by another. What if I were gone as well? I feel regret in simple writing of these words, but if I am truthful, it is not a thought that has occurred to me before. I cannot be sure where it comes from. It is almost as if it was put in place by something I do not understand. I must think of my family and their heartache. Our children have lost one parent, and I could not bear to hurt them again. Though they are all grown and have no practical need of me, yet I had no strictly practical need of. And look where that loss has left me. Perhaps I will venture into town tomorrow. Maybe some stranger unknowing will show me some kindness, some small thing that plants the seed of hope. I feel. Alright, let's see what the outcome was. Dan couldn't get past the thought that missing yet another deadline would drive one more nail into his career's coffin. So he holed up his office and wrote all weekend. He found a rhythm and stayed with it as long as he could, eating meals at his desk instead of with his family. The non-stop clacking of his typewriter filled the house. Dan couldn't find the time to write Linda's promotional materials from scratch, so he offered to stay up late Saturday night, help her fine-tune the copy. Her take on the ad, heavier on the visuals than originally planned, made only minor wordsmithing, and the late night paid off with the ad they were proud of. Tommy spent Saturday playing by the window, looking out the beach and wishing his dad wasn't so busy doing grown-up things. He tried to use the shovel that came with his bucket as a jump for his cars, but he was too light and kept sliding out of the way. It was weeks before he played with his bucket again. Damn. Sorry, Tommy. The bottle. I don't know if I like this. We'll see. Linda and Tommy were getting worried about Dan. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, so it says trash bags, aspirin, salad dressing, beer, a whole case, popcorn, Ogburn, I don't know what that is, and bread. Dinner this week: shrimp scampi with spaghetti and salad and a bottle of white wine. Bro, that sounds dope. Crockpot pork chops and 3 beef salad again. Joe's tuna casserole and salad. Quiche Lorraine and salad. Stir fried steak and broccoli. Roasted chicken, new potatoes, tomato, and cucumber salad. That sounds good. Spaghetti and meatballs. Yes. Alright, so. What's this learning book? What's this? Assembly time approximately 3 hours. Ugh. I don't know if I would do that. Town list. Go to the library. Out of books again. Check community board for babysitters. Swing by the Wild new movie playing. Drop by Dr. Walker's call ahead. Alright, so we already went through his painting. What's over here?
Barb, I know I wrote yesterday, but I need your advice. I think Dan's drinking too much. And before you start to worry, let me say he's not an alcoholic. It's just because of the pressure he's under trying to finish the book. But you know Dan's never exactly been a health nut. He isn't gaining weight yet, though even that's just because alcohol kills his appetite. So he's hardly eating at night, which is another problem altogether. I don't think he sees what he's doing to himself, and I don't know how to break through to him about this. Sometimes I just want to say it's not like I have to get drunk to paint, but I know that's not the most mature way to handle it. Sorry for dumping all this on you. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Do you have any advice about how to talk to him? Yours, Linda.
Well, right then, Linda. Miss, I drank a whole bottle of wine by myself. Somehow.
Hey, honey.
Aw. Dang it, Tommy. You just keep drawing really sad stuff, and it's bumming me out. Alright, what's over here?
Alan, hey man, this is gonna sound odd, but I could use some advice. I'm in hot water here because, well, I've been drinking more lately. Man, there's just no good way to write that. I mean, I used to drink and write all the time in school. You remember that, right? I guess I got away from it when we got married, and definitely after Tommy came along. But he's in bed by 8:30 every night now. And let me be clear, I'm not blacking out or driving drunk. You know I'd never do something like that. I just have a few drinks while I'm working, safe and sound in the house. A writer who drinks isn't exactly unheard of. Wow, could I sound more defensive? But here's the hell of it. It's working. It's brought back that college hunger, that energy, and in the last week or two, the book's just singing. I don't even know what I'm asking here. Maybe I just wanted to start the conversation. If you get a chance, give me a call. Dan.
I'm faster.
I mean, if it helps, it helps. Right?
Having fun today? Bet.
Ooh, what's up here? Nothing? Oh, I'm just tripping. Did I get everything? Yes. Okay. So let's go back to Dan. He was here. Where'd he go? Bruh. Oh.
Write drunk, edit sober. Apparently Hemingway said that. Or maybe someone else did. It doesn't matter because it's true. To write, you have to be fearless. You have to make choices and plow forward. Surprise the reader. Surprise yourself. Make something that matters, not something safe. What does drinking do? It suppresses inhibitions. Yeah, there are typos, but that's what copy editors are for, and it's not like I'm drinking all day. I'm fixing most of the stuff myself each morning. Or early afternoon, I guess. I'm not stumbling around drunk all day and pissing myself. I'm trying to create something they'll remember me by. No one can imagine how stressful it is unless they've tried it. The pressure's so bad I just want to give up sometimes. On those nights, a drink is the only way to turn my mind off and get some sleep. And when the book is done, I'll dial it back.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, my man.
Well, I found all of Dan's. Let's get this kid. Did I pass it? Oh, he's in his dad's room. Hmm.
If he doesn't do it, I'll help you, honey.
But he promised.
Is Daddy too sad to put together my car? Wow. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong, but damn. Why Tommy gotta be knowledgeable like that?
Why don't you stop at 2?
I'm fine.
I assume it's upstairs. There she is.
We just got back from the show, and I still don't know how I feel about it. The turnout was okay, and I did sell a piece. I learned a long time ago to never complain about selling anything, no matter how small, so that's good no matter what. But part of me also feels like the glass was half empty. The promo was okay, but I think the abstract layout was a little too weird for the paper. I really should have gone with more text. Then again, it was good of Dan to have helped with that part at all, so who knows how bad it would have been without that. I guess I was most excited to see what kind of feelings the show would bring back up, and it was just too half-hearted to know. Disappointment and excitement in equal parts. I still have some thinking to do.
Off of you there, Lynn. Now, good old Dan.
Did it. Got it to Paul on Monday and just about dropped on the spot. Barely slept Sunday night, but damn it, I got it in. Abject terror is a pretty strong motivator. Linda understood, I guess. She had her own deadline, so at least she could identify, but in the end it was still a choice, and she didn't let me off the hook. Can't blame her, really. Sometimes you just have to make tough calls. That's why they're called tough calls.
Amen. Oh, that was all he had? Wow. Or a bourbon and we're called the apartments. Okay. So, what? I thought I got all of Linda's. Okay. So let's go with Tommy. Yes. Let's go with Tommy for this one. The bourbon. Ooh, what's this? The Diary of Kay Williams, May 19, 1952. I've decided and I'm sure of my decision. I do not know which is right or wrong, only that my choice is my own. It took 3 days alone, letting whatever calming influence is here, for I am sure there is something, guide my thoughts. I thought about and talked about in my mind. I know that this is right. I cannot think about the path not taking, only the one ahead. Is that the list? Yeah, that's... So... I'm gonna go with Dan. Yes. She's gonna be mad, but... Let's see. Yo, what's up, Trevor? Dan had a moment of clarity when he saw Tommy's pedal car laying half assembled on the floor and realized that it had been a week since he'd done any work on it. He was ashamed, and his constant hangovers had kept him from making his son happy, so he got to work and finished the pedal car. The very next morning, Tommy was overjoyed and he rode in the yard for hours. Yes, I want a pedal car. But Dan did reach a compromise. He would keep his drinking to 2 nights a week, no more. Talking about it openly gave him a pause. He questioned whether he needed it at all, and he already developed a dependence, but talking it over with Linda helped him keep it in check and recognize it for what it was, a temporary tool. Good job. Good job. Linda couldn't understand why Dan was so reckless with his health. A few nights later, when Dan tripped and fell trying to undress in the dark, Linda got fed up and threw one of his running shoes at him. When he saw the bruise on his arm the next day, he was ashamed about how long it took him to remember where it had come from. Damn. The road ahead. Goosebumps.
Fucking off
The summer came to an end, and Dan faced a different. It won't let me. Okay, let's read this one.
Barb, by the time you get this, we'll be on our way home, so don't write me back here. It's hard to believe the summer's almost over. So much has happened. The show, getting used to life up here, painting more than I have in years, losing Grandma Joe, figuring out where Dan and I are. Part of me doesn't want to leave, but I know it's time. They say you can't go home again. I think I know what that means now. I don't have it in me to explain everything here, but things will never be the same. I don't even know what home I'm going back to. The only thing I do know is that I'm ready to start painting again. For real, like I did before Tommy. I'm scared and excited and nervous all at the same time. I just wish I knew how we were going to make it work. I hope this finds you well. Yours, Linda.
I'm glad she's finally finding herself again. I think this is what the house does to you. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, after additional consideration, I'd like to augment my recommendation. I believe that the best course of action for Tommy's development would be continued tutoring throughout the school year. It is important to coordinate with the teachers and make sure the lessons are aligned. As before, encouragement from both of you is a critical component. Mr. Kaplan, I have observed that Tommy looks to you in particular for validation, which I believe come from the connection he's made with your profession. If at all possible, you should be part of his tutoring, although Miss Kaplan is more than capable of aiding him as well. I hope I haven't overstepped my boundaries by contacting you, but Tommy is a bright boy, and I think with proper support, he can not only catch up, but excel. I understand you'll be leaving town shortly, but please don't hesitate to contact me by phone during the school year if I can be of help. Dr. Donald Samuels. Hey, that's a good doctor. What's this week's?
Hey, mommy. Hey.
Look, he's excited to go back to school. She did change it up. Okay, so Tuesday, grilled steak, potato salad, corn on the cob, the summer special. I want some of that now. She's making me so hungry. Wednesday, stir-fry steak, broccoli with rice. Thursday, meatloaf, mashed potatoes and broccoli. That sounds good too. I actually like meatloaf because I love ground beef, so. Friday, hamburgers, baked beans, and corn on the cob. Dan's grill night, yeah. Saturday, hot dogs, mac and cheese. I love me some mac and cheese. I like the thicker, the better. Let me tell you. Mr. Kaplan, we have reached a decision and are pleased to offer you the position of Assistant Professor of Literature. Why am I stumbling to read? We had many applications for the position, and after careful review, we feel your history with the university and your status as a published author will give you a unique connection to our students. We apologize for the lateness of the decision, but administrative adjustments delayed our annual budget review, and the position was only recently approved for hire. Professor Strode will handle your course load until September 21st, at which point you will take over classes. We will provide temporary housing for you during the speedy transition, but need your answer as soon as possible. Your offer letter is enclosed. Please sign and return it to your earliest convenience. Thomas Castle, Literature Department Chair, Hardesty University. Hey, look at him go. Our boy's going up. Linda, I'm pleased to meet you. Well, by letter anyways. I'm surprised we never met considering how small the art community is, but from your letter it sounds like you may not have been as active as you'd like for few years. Regardless, I'm very excited to tell you more about our work here. At a high level, the program is simple. We're a collective of artists who use our work for the betterment of our city. We host fundraiser galleries, donate our work to charity, auctions, and teach art classes. We offer both paid and unpaid courses, and all proceeds from the paid courses go to the local charities, usually the food bank. Our free courses are part of a pioneer program we recently started where we provide a safe place for victims of violence, members of our local AA chapter, and even parolees trying to get back on their feet. The program is still in its early stages, but we've been very pleased with the results. It's a very exciting time. Anyway, you'll find more details in the enclosed information packet. I love to talk to you about joining in person when you return to Laurenton. Rachel Pittman, founder, Art for All. That sounds like a really dope program. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, sorry, Tommy. Almost stepped on you, buddy. Aw. What a cute kid. Always drawing with his dad.
I just don't know. This could be it. An associate professorship at Hardesty? It's entry level, sure, but everyone has to start somewhere, and it's the perfect situation for writing. The sabbatical program alone makes the job worth it. And the thought of actually working with Professor May? Wait, I guess I'd be calling him Philip now. That'll take some getting used to. But moving's a big step. I can't imagine a new school with new kids would be easy for Tommy. I know staying in Laurenton would be better for him and Linda, but they aren't handing out professorships on the corner. This isn't the kind of offer you pass up without a very good reason. But I might have 2 good reasons. Tried to sleep on it last night. What a joke. You have to be able to sleep for that to work.
I agree with him there.
I just talked things over with Dan, and we really have some serious thinking to do. The job at Hardesty sounds like a great opportunity for him, but moving would be so hard on us. I really want to join Art for All, and after everything we've been through with Tommy, it would be better for him to have some stability. I could even go full-time if Dan found a steady job, though I know he can't do that if he takes on extra tutoring with Tommy, and I'd never fault him for that. If we stay in Laurenton and Dan works with Tommy, I could still do the program part-time. Either way, it'd be better for Tommy and me than moving. But I know that professorship would mean so much to Dan. Can't everything be simple just once?
Oh, y'all just made that a really hard decision. Like, damn. Y'all gotta hit me.
Paul, there were days when I thought this moment would never come. When I finish writing this, I'm going to pack everything up and drop the manuscript in the mail. My palms are sweating just thinking about letting it go. I had no idea how hard it would be to finish this one. It took everything I had, and it's hard to look back over the summer without laughing. To think the plan was to get away from everything and just focus on the book. But you can't get away from yourself. Life doesn't give a damn about geography. I don't know when you'll get this or where we'll be when you do, or what you'll think. I know what I think, but objectivity left the building months ago. Some days I think this is the one. Other days I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that says my career is over. All I can do is drop this in the mail and hope. Here goes.
Wow. Hardest University, Thomas Castle, Blairstown, Oregon.
Okay.
Let's see his memories. Ah!
I think I smoothed things over, and honestly, the new deal's working out pretty well. It's so easy to get into a habit either way, and you can get so used to hangovers that you stop noticing them. Then you wake up without one, and you wonder why you'd ever drink again. But a few nights a week, it really does help to pour a few.
Treat yourself. That's what you always gotta do. Oh, there they are. They're in their room.
2 hours. We'd have to move.
How long's the drive?
That's a long move.
Okay.
Just drop the envelope in the mail. I thought that would have been the easy decision, but then Linda over here. That is consistency with his job, though. Instead of writing books all the
You can
time.
say it. If I got a real job.
I could even go full time if. Tommy's asleep now, and I just tried for the last time to talk Dan into taking better care of himself, but he didn't listen. He went on about how he was still young, about how he just didn't have the time for a hobby like jogging, as if caring about your health is a hobby.
I mean,
It's
technically.
so frustrating, but you can't make people do something if they don't want to. I just hope he has a change of heart someday and realizes that he won't be young forever. You can't take good health for granted.
That is true. She's got a point there. Was that it? Send
I'm
my
fine.
second painting for the full-time application. Oh. Was that it?
Blast off!
Is the other one in his room? No. Oh, there they are.
You'd make new ones, buddy.
What about my friends?
But he got bullied. Why are we trying to send the poor kid back? I'm doing it. Wait. Okay. I didn't read what they want, right? This one. Yes. I feel like it would bring consistency after the... I mean, he has a real job. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, this is it. This is the final story. Dan agonized over the decision, but in the end he couldn't pass up the opportunity to take the professorship. A job with a study pack that revolved around his craft gave him hope that writing could finally become his future, and he could devote his professional life to it and make his dreams a reality. He signed and mailed the offer letter the next morning. While Linda understood why Dan accepted the position at Hardesty, it did nothing but disappoint her over leaving Lawrenson. Blairstown had no programs like Art for All, but she refused to give up on painting as she put on Successful Gallery in November. Her only regret was the feeling that she had to do it on her own and that her husband didn't truly support her career. Tommy didn't handle the relocation well. His first year of school had been hard enough, but a stranger on his first day of a new year surrounded by children who already knew each other was even harder. It took him months to adjust, and he never understood why they had to move and start over. And that's how the Kaplan summer in the house on the cliff came to an end. It was much more than a single season on the coast. Dan's choices there would come to define the rest of his life. Paul was floored when he got Dan's final draft. Grovefield literally stopped the presses on the books meant for demand for Dan, and that November he won the National Book Award. His career took off, and after almost a dozen more novels, he retired as one of the most respected authors in American literature. He never forgot that summer. That summer he found his muse. By the end of the summer, Dan and Linda were in a happier place, and their relationship had grown solid. Dan had proven his commitment with his actions, and the lessons they learned that summer served them well. As they grow old, they look back fondly on that summer, always seeing it as the time their love took root for good. And by the end of the summer, Tommy was much happier child. His self-confidence had grown, and when he went back to school, emerged from his shell, making new friends. His teacher encouraged his love of drawing, and by high school, he developed his style enough to earn a scholarship to art school. He became an accomplished comic book artist and had a loving family of his own. Yes, Tommy. Dan would look back on the summer from time to time and wonder why he had made the choices he had. He never quite shook the feeling that the voice in his head had been more than just a voice. And in quiet moments, he had even imagined that he had been a character in someone else's novel. At times, he was almost sure of it, saying, "We're living in the Matrix, bro." Wow, that was actually really, really good. I'm glad I finished it out. Dedicated to my beautiful wife, Christine. Without her belief, support, and patience, this game would not exist. Ooh, wow. The beginning of it was like really intense though. I thought this overall was just gonna have me crying all the time. Like, am I the only one? Oh man, that was actually really, really good. I'm definitely gonna have to try it on stealth mode to make it harder. And I know that there's some decisions I think I would have changed, for sure, just to see the outcome, because, like, why not? But yeah, I mean, they all ended up happy and accomplished, towards the end of it and stuff. Yes, I'm sure I want to quit. Yeah, that was actually really, really good. Let me change the streamer information, and then we'll go back into it. Alright, so we're gonna check this out. Let's see how it goes. I've never played this game, ever. Okay. So the logo is clearly visible. That's a first. So let's check that. Let's just turn it down. Well, no, her voice is good. Let's make it easy, please, cause we show reticule? I don't even know what that means. Okay. Let's turn that on. Alright, we should be good now, right? We'll see. Mary Birdland, Antarctica.
Mactown, this is Deep Freeze 2. Supply drop was a success. Fuel is 5,000 pounds, 225 miles outside Mactown. Level at 5,000. We are inbound with an ETA of 2 hours and 8 minutes. Mactown, Deep Freeze 2 declaring an emergency. My number 2 is on fire and I'm shutting it down. Hydraulics 1 and 2 reading min pressure. Fuel now reading 10,000 and falling fast. I need vectors for a diversion to nearest. Maxtown off. Over. Maxtown, are you there?
Okay, think. What's close? There. Sutro. Okay, heading 215.
Sutro Ops, I'm on approach for an emergency landing. Sutro, over. Is anyone there?
Oh shoot. It's almost 30 below zero outside. Close the door to seal this room against the elements. Kerosene portable heater. Equip your portable heater, then place it on the ground and stay near it to warm up. Remember to pick it up again. Oh, you can hear her. That's freaking cool. Your heater burns kerosene and will eventually run out. It requires a refill. Make sure to pick it up after getting warm to avoid wasting fuel. Keep an eye out for red kerosene canisters, which can be found something. I read too slow. Is that alcohol? That helps you warm you up. Oh. Where are the rest of the lights? I'm just... Oh. God, it's so realistic too. I'm loving it. What the heck? Training test can be reviewed at any time by selecting help from the main menu. Dope, because I'm gonna forget. I have no idea what that says. That was too bright. I'm gonna go in here first. What is that? That is like, oh, that's just metal, right? I think it tells me it's below freezing in here, don't it? Oh my god, that room's frozen solid. That is kind of cool, I ain't gonna lie. Oh. Can't see a darn thing. Alright. Can I search in here? Make contact with MC Marudo? Marudo? I don't know. What is that? National Antarctic Survey. Sutro Station? Press tab to check your goals and see other information. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Can I pick that up? Can I throw plates? That broom's frozen solid. Let me open it. It don't hurt, right? The radio room? Maybe I need to go in there. Oh! Oh, let's close that. What's in here? Nothing? Alright, so if there's nothing in there. Whoa. Okay. Oh, can't go in there. Nothing in there. Power something and bar? I have no idea where I'm going. It doesn't give me a map or anything. You won't be able to warm it up with your heater. Your heater only works in rooms that are sealed from the elements. So like in here? Whoa, that's so cool. It sounds so... I don't even know. So realistic. Almost makes me feel like I'm cold. What's this? Use something type? Pilot Flight 173, this is MacTown. You there? Lost communication from plane. Rerouted comms to Sutro. Hoping you made it there, did you? I survived. I'm alive. Emergency landing successful. Not injured. Plane grounded. Inoperable. At Sutro Station. Placed in disrepair. Copy. Message received. Glad you're alright. Am I? Alright. An optimistic assessment. This you, Jack? Yeah, hi. Situation is, difficult. But you're gonna get through this. What circumstances at Sutro? No personnel here, could be better. I'm gonna say ain't nobody here. Place is deserted. Going to need search and rescue extraction, like, now. Where's everyone? Bad news. Sutro decommissioned. Goodish news? Only phase 1 complete. Some supplies, etc. still on site. We're investigating search and rescue options. Decom team left the generator running at minimum capacity, so systems shouldn't be locked up. Advise locating power buildings, generators, and restoring power. Yeah, where? Don't know the station. Where are generators? Unsure. Sorry. Still digging up Sutro documentation. You can look for a station map. Oh, or possible diesel stacks on a roof. And remember, you need me. I'm here. Heading for power generators. Okay, I'll find them. Keep me advised on SNR. We'll report back. Stand by. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Find the generators. M. The compass to the left focus points the direction you're facing. Use it to orient yourself when we're traveling between locations. Okay, so I'm gonna assume I'm at comms, right? I don't friggin' know. Can I just leave that on? Because it's not like I can do anything, right? You can save your game anytime from pressing F5. You can load your latest with F9. Hab and bar. Power. Okay, let's go to power. Power radar over here. Okay. You'll lose the energy to sprint if you get too cold. Gotcha. Well, running's supposed to heat you up, right? It says power's over here. I'm actually glad I can. Is it closed? Yes. Let's get her warmed up. It auto-saved for me. Ooh, kerosene, tape, canvas. Canvas and duct tape. Search desk. Cool, clam. What else? Cool. Is that it? That's crazy. Some items require resources that can run out over time. Press R to recharge it with... Okay. I'm gonna assume they're talking about my flashlight. Oh. That ran out pretty quickly.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so that was kind of dumb. Oh, battery. Wrench? Seriously? Can't get that? I would have thought. Oh, that's cold. Okay, let me close this so she can heat up because I think she's cold. Alright. What would you rate it? Honestly, so far I think it's a 10 out of 10. That's just me though. What is this? Repair? Frayed wiring? Contact assistance with the generator. Oh, I can jump? Can I duck? Yeah, I can crouch. But I can't do anything with this one? That's kinda dumb. Okay, so... Oh, wiring. Search lockers. You heard it here first, guys. It's officially zombie proof. Got the novelist. Oh, well, I mean, near death. You're dumb. What is this? Workshop? I wouldn't say it's zombie proof just yet. You hear?
Come
Tool
on.
chest. So I couldn't pick up the wrench, but you're telling me homegirl could pick up the freaking, you know, look it up in there? How does that make sense? Oh, done opened it on myself. Okay, she's getting cold, so at least she looks like she's getting cold. I don't freaking know.
Better.
She said, better. Okay, how do I open the inventory? M? Yeah. Okay, I'm supposed to contact what's his face, so... Ooh, I can search this one.
Okay.
Let's ask. Generator busted, needs rewiring. I'm handy, but not an electrician. Please advise. Okay, well, Tyrone distributed equipment manuals to satellite stations last spring. Basic emergency protocol procedures outlined within should be one in Power Building. By the way, Riddensburg Station back online. No casualties thanks to you. Oh, thanks. Any progress on the SNR? No casualties. Maybe too early to call. Let's get me home first. Progress on SNR. Putting our heads together. Focus on restoring power for now. Got it. Okay, we'll look for manual. Stand by for status update. Great. So, find the wiring repair manual. But where am I supposed to go again? Okay, I guess. Comms radar? I guess we'll go over here. I honestly don't know. I think she's getting cold. Uh-oh. She is. Oh, it's the storm, bro. That's so realistic. What the heck? So it's not her, it's the freaking storm. Door's not wanting to close. Let's get her warmed up, man. I thought I was freezing too.
Okay.
Got you, girl. A noose. I'm joking. Canvas. Oh. Honestly, that was kind of dumb. I set myself up for that one. Okay. So. The storm's a brewing. Lower radar power section. We're gonna have to close this door. Yeah. What's in here? Kerosene. Kerosene. Can I not pick it up? bars. Oh, shoot. Okay. What's in here? Man, that was Jake. Tricks. The trickery. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. I don't know if she can, but I really do not want her to. Cool. Okay. Reload battery already? Mercy. Seriously? What is that? Can I really not pick up these tools? Oh my god. Whatever. Okay. I know, girl. You so cold. Me too. Me too. You got this, though. Let's... Okay. You're getting dangerously cold. You'll soon freeze to death. Get to a sealed room as fast as you can and use your warm up. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's get back out in the freezing cold. Jesus. Alright. What? Where's my portal? It's almost out of kerosene. Damn. Okay. That's cool though. As long as she's warm, I think that's all that matters. Oh man. There's gotta be some type of way. I can't even see. Oh my god, this storm forced me back in. There you go. I actually don't know where to go. Jesus. Okay. Why do you put me in like the worst part of it too? I guess the garage. Oh, that does not help. I don't know what part this is, but I have to go to it. It's not an option. That's the power. I don't have a choice. There you go.
Okay, that's better.
Since the garage is over there, comms. Okay, but where? Is it this?
Come on.
Campus and a clam. Another campus, another campus. I can't carry more of those, so what, crafting? Okay, I created two. Now I can carry that. Can't search that. I'm gonna go down here. No, that's where I came from, right? Yeah, garage is down there. Oh my god, this hurts my eyes. that's intense. Holy crap. Garage is over here. I'm not even going by my map. I'm literally just completely going by wherever the signs are pointing me. I'm gonna follow this in hopes that it's actually telling me. Where the heck? I seriously have to reload a battery while it has like I'm in the freezing. I can't even get in the garage. What the heck? Is this a safe room? I can't even open it. Can't do anything. Can I fall in? Whew, I don't know how that happened. Whew, that was intense. Kerosene right there. Ain't that cute? Tape. Can't pick anything up. More tape. All that. Oh, thank you. Can't go in there. Can't go in there. Okay, that's cool and all, but where can I go? Not even in there. I can't even get inside the garage. Nope. Ooh, same place I was. Okay, I might have to look at the map.
Okay.
I'm right here. So, and I'm facing that way, so I can go towards water. The complete opposite is the science building. So I already went to power. I was already radar. I think I already went to comms. Damn, that green, that's far. That means I have to go, I'm gonna have to follow the whole line. Okay. Ooh, alright, well this is hurting my eyes pretty bad. So, I'm just going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already following, make sure that you do follow. It's greatly appreciated, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the night. Bye, guys.